The Bill LuMaye Show.
Mr. Art Pope is here. He is the president and vice chairman of the board of directors for Variety Wholesalers. He's certainly well known in the political circles as well, a conservative. I wanted you to answer Reverend Barber. Your name comes up quite a bit. He had a big rally this past weekend, and it was talking about the school board and what's happening as far as diversity in Wake County. And he said, listen, he really despises the fact that here we had this nationally recognized program, and it worked, and now we want to change it, everything. And he went on to say,
with no plan, and you do it based on political ideology and a regressive mentality. When the folk that have funded this, you can trace the money from Art Pope right on back to the Koch brothers, right on back to their father, Fred Koch, who actually funded the John Birch Society, which undermined civil rights and wanted the impeachment of Chief Justice Earl Warren when he oversaw the Supreme Court, Brown versus Board of Education. So this is a very serious issue.
How would you respond to something like that?
Well, it's hard to respond to something that's based on someone's imagination or even paranoia. The Reverend Barber likes to make everything a racial issue and likes to make accusations which have no support in reality. I have absolutely nothing to do with the resegregating the school system, a term they like to use. I have nothing to do with the John Birch Society. I mean, I know it was founded in the 1950s as anti-communism. I have no idea what that has to do with the current Wake County Public Schools. Now, I have been a donor to the Republican Party and Republican candidates in the past, just as many Democrats have supported the Democrat Party and their candidates. We had an election in 2009, which the old majority, the Democrat incumbents, were defeated, and a new Republican majority was elected who are trying to improve our Wake County public schools, which very much need improvement. Now, that's an election. If Reverend Barber or anyone on the left wants to discuss the policies and the merits of how the Wake County school system, I'll be glad to do that. But rather than debate the merits, they attack Republicans and conservatives and donors in general because they don't want to debate the merits. They want an explanation of why they lost the election, not because the Wake County voters rejected their candidates, rejected the Democratic incumbents, but because there's some mysterious influence and unfair advantage and money that supposedly the other side had, when in fact the Democrat Party and its candidates outspent the Republican candidates in that 2009 election.
How important was the school board race for you personally? I mean, you live here. You have your stores here all across the state of North Carolina. How important was it?
Well, I grew up in Wake County. I attended the Wake County Public Schools. My children attended the Wake County Public Schools. As a legislator, one of my highest priorities was to improve public education throughout the state and, of course, in Wake County. And I have specific legislation I sponsored and helped pass to help the Wake County Public Schools. So it's very important. I do think in Wake County where the schools were failing, I mean, the News and Observer did a good series just this past Sunday on the Wake County school performance. And it's shocking that in Wake County, which apparently Reverend Barber thinks was doing so well, only 60% of the low-income students, minority students, were graduating in 4 years from high school. That's terrible. 40% were not passing. So that very much needed change. So yes, I did support the Republican candidates running for the Wake County School Board because it's very important to make changes for the better.